We're on the play. Let's see if creativity can be great again in this year of our Lord. We do have the Archon in hand, but if it was a multi-6, it would actually be a pretty decent hand, so let's keep this. Want to hold up our removal in case our opponent plays a threat turn 1. So we have reprieve it already. Not today. We're here with a cat can. I hope you like cats. Otherwise, get that park out. Seems to be Boros Energy. Opponent 6, we're on Boros Energy as well, most likely, and now he probably is really confused. We're playing 24 lands, so we are pretty likely to hit a land drop. Just hope he plays a 2-drop. It's not a drop, unfortunate. To reprieve that does kinda stink. But we gotta do what we gotta do. Let's get rid of the Guide of Souls, so we won't be overrun by cats immediately. And let's hope there is another fetch land on top of our library that we can creativity after our opponent taps out. Opponent is thinking about something. Nobody expects the creativity in 2025. Especially because our opponent was stuck in his upkeep. Sure. Two mana at the ready. That doesn't bode well to us, so let's just grab a theater. We want another land drop. That's probably the worst draw we had in our deck. But that's just the creativity life. Especially because our opponent apparently has just F6'd. That's kinda sad. Flage removes our Goblin Shaman. With Arena of Glory, that's kinda scary because it can answer our Archon. We will only discard one, so we're not as likely to draw a second one. Because we only have 3 Archons in our deck. Can't forget that. Archon hits the battlefield. Good thing is that our opponent doesn't have enough cards in his graveyard to get rid of our Archon and haste Flage in. Unless there is a fetch land for Surveil. In which case we would be kinda screwed, but we can still recover because we do have 2 Leyline Bindings to stall him out a bit more. So let's see what will happen. I think that he doesn't have any good attacks. And if he doesn't have an answer for our Archon, we are absolutely in business because next turn we can defend our Archon from Escape Flage with Leyline Binding. And if it's just a static prison to answer it, we're just binding the prison. Our opponent doesn't really know what's going on. Maybe I'll just do this. What? On command? What? I just summoned that cat. This must mean that he has a discharge. And what's the worst that happens? We block, he has a discharge, and we do kind of lose. And if it just goes through, he goes up to 8 permanents, then goes to 9, so it's not even City's Blessing, we can just take the hit. It's another Flage. Okay, good thing we didn't take it. Good thing we didn't block. Quick power in 6. Indeed, he did sacrifice his Ocelot to make sure he has enough permanents in the yard. So we will just pass the turn, keep up our Leyline Binding to answer the Flage. And in response, also Leyline Binding away his Ocelot Pride, so he doesn't snowball any more tokens. He taps out for the Goblin Bombardment, so we're fine. If he goes for the Flage, we can, beginning of combat, get rid of it. So we are absolutely Gucci. It's still scary white, but we do have a second Leyline Binding stuff afterwards, and if he goes for... he might even go face. Don't really know where he's pointing. It's also not sure. He might try to go face to go for lethal, and he doesn't. He actually goes for the reflection, that's also pretty interesting. Since everything in our face. We could make a dwarf to trade away a cat token. Actually doesn't sound too bad, because that way we can ping the other cat, Leyline Binding, Bad of Swords, and sacrifice the Ocelot Pride with our Archon trigger. And he literally just played around that. Take that. I'll just take the hit. Decent. Land drop does mean he has City's Blessing. Is kinda annoying. And we want to just gain the life. What am I killing? Another discharge. We could remove 3 threats if we grab a land and go for Steam Vents. That would put us down to 4 life, which is basically the same as just removing something this way. I think I just ping one of the cats and be happy with it. Just get rid of the Guide of Souls, so he doesn't pump anything else. And let's also just get rid of the Ocelot Pride. Actually goes for the Rhino 6. Don't really understand that. I think he basically gave up by attacking Rhino 6 right here. And he did also hit a land drop, so it is basically over, but only way for him to somehow win is by keeping us low. Find something with enough reach. His grave is filled, he has 7 lands, play Flage, escape Flage. And with the land drop, and him hitting Random 6, the game is locked. Looking for Flage post-combat, find the Thraben Charm. Should have maybe kept it, because he could have... Yeah, should have definitely kept it. He could have destroyed the Leyline Binding and escaped late with haste next turn with 6 mana. I won't complain. Just going through the motions. Next turn we can hardcast Archon. That definitely looked really tough early on. Creativity still got it. Elishnorn seems great. Empire's Vengeance seems great. And Reprieve seems really slow. I think we'll just go up to 4 targets. Could keep in 1 Reprieve, but I don't really think that's really worth it. Maybe just keep 1 Reprieve then. Against Escape Flage, it's actually pretty decent, or against something like a Fable. What do you think? No, game 2. We're 1-0 against Boros Energy. Pretty promising. It's not the best hand, but it definitely is worth keeping. To have all our land drops secured in case he is heavy with cats. Renin 6 can't get rid of those, and later on Wrath of the Skies is our late game insurance to wipe the entire board. Orbit Formation also destroying Goblin Bombardment if he goes for it early. It's pretty nice. Let's grab a Scalding Tarn. Hope he plays a 2-drop that we can monetize. Do people still expect the monetize in 2025? Just take a hit. Nothing. We like to see that. Draw Elishnorn, just what we wanted to draw. Nothing to see here. Absolutely our best draw in our deck. And I'll just keep up my interaction. And if he doesn't do anything, I'll just pop Edge Formation for a card. Mills Flage, that's a decent hit. Our decklist does lack Graveyard Hate. Well, it is pretty safe there. Take another hit for 1, doesn't really matter. Sure. 3 mana, Fable. It is a Fable. We love to see it, guys! We love to see it. Nobody expects this. Let's just make our opponent try to guess what's in our hand. Grab a land from the graveyard. And tap through. Next turn we have Wrath of the Skies for X equals 2. So we can get rid of most things that he could throw at us. And maybe we are lucky enough to even keep Renin 6. To combat, what is he attacking? Us or Renin 6? He is attacking Renin 6, so he probably has a Galvanic Discharge. Or maybe another Flage. What should it be? Just another Fable, okay. That's scary with the Arena of Glory next turn. We'll have to find something good right here. Cosmetic ending. I do like the sound of that, to exile his Flage after. Let's keep that. We are really low on life right now, so it is kind of scary. because he will probably just escape Flage with haste next turn and hit us for 12. We're technically speaking only at 3 life, but we do have answers queued up. Best case scenario, we just draw creativity, so we can remove his Flage with an Archon to gain some life back. Let's just deal through this turn and see where it goes. Properly discards 1 card, escapes Flage with haste. This card's a Seasoned Pyromancer. The rest of his hand must be crazy then. There is another land. It's an Ocelot Pride. That's really annoying, because you will gain life with Flage. Now I'm just hoping that he might remove our Ren and 6 and doesn't just go face. I mean, we do have Prismatic Ending to answer Flage, and we have Ren downtick to get rid of the Ocelot Pride as well. But that would make creativity a lot worse of a top deck. And he does actually shoot Ren and 6. Nice. That's a nice buffer for life total. It does save his Ocelot Pride. Well, that's interesting. Let's get rid of this and creativity for 1. Opponent is in top deck mode now. Sideboarded and Ghost Vacuum against us. He does flip this, that's okay. Especially because we can destroy it with Paw Patch formation. I will take the hit in case he shoots us. We have to think about it. We're down to 8. We will go down to 2, so that means that Goblin Bombardment is lethal. If he has Goblin Bombardment, we are dead. If he doesn't, we are in a winning position if we just take the hit, I think. Because we will gain back life, we will Paw Patch formation the Reflection. I think that's a move to actually win the game. It is the Goblin Bombardment, of course. Yikes. Let's go, game 3 on the play. This is a mulligan. This, however, does look okay. Only question being what we put on the bottom. I think I'll be greedy and put the Leyline Binding on bottom. Elishnon really wants to be in our hand. That's one annoying boy. Shite. Ren and 6 to kill that Ragavan would have been absolutely insane. What does he hit? It's a Galvanic Discharge. That's our removal spell for Ragavan. Sad. Does our opponent have a second land? Why is he taking so long all the time? Ocelot Pride. Looks like our opponent is missing land drops, which makes not having a removal against Ragavan even more sad. He does have a land. Okay, he's just sequencing different. A second Ocelot Pride. I don't want him to just get free energy, but I'm happy he used his treasure. So let's play our Fable. Vampire's Vengeance next turn would be even better than resolving our creativity because our Elish Norn is already in our graveyard. I will trade opponent. Opponent didn't gain life, so unless that's a Flage, but if that's a Flage, that means that he's tapped out. So we will resolve our creativity, which would be great. Opponent is in the tank for another couple of minutes. See you later, alligator. With our opponent in the tank, let's just, yeah, see ya. Wow, that was timing! He actually just arrived back. Oh, Molten Rain, that's brutal. That's brutal. Let's get rid of one creativity and our Dwarven Mine. I think we have to find other lands. Maybe getting rid of the Dwarven Mine was a bad idea. Molten Rain is brutal right here. Ragadash. Let's get rid of that guy. With our colors. Opponent is at 8 permanents. That's unfortunately a lot. Oh, that's pretty much game, unless we draw the Vampire's Vengeance to answer the entire board, because he will Flage the turn after. It is the wrong board wipe. That's game. Set. Match number 2. Let's see what we're up against. Our hand is pretty decent. Only real problem is that we have to lead with a tapped Dwarven Mine. But we do have a lot of instant speed removal. We have our Mana Ties, we have our Renner 6. So we're equipped against most stuff. Opponent mulls to 6. Let's see if it goes any further. Just hoping it's not Eldrazi. It is Eldrazi! Why do I summon all the worst things? To Devourer of Destiny. Opponent is digging. Opponent exiled lots of stuff. Could be pretty much anything he drew. Into Talisman. That's a scary start. We'll just play Honest Magic the Gathering with the turn 2 Renner 6. Pachuca box, that's good. That means there is no real danger in it right now. Let's just go for Fable right here. And next turn, if we don't find the creativity, we can just try to disrupt him. Command, get rid of our shaman. Making a token and sowing microspawn next turn? Don't do it. It's not a token. Okay, it's not a token. We're good. Puts the card on the bottom. If there was a token, I would be a lot more scared. There is a second labyrinth, so that means he does have enough mana for a kick-out microspawn. Which is the main reason our deck sucks right now. So let's hope for the best. We do have 4 consigns in our sideboard. And 2 Terastodon. Should hopefully do work post-board. Opponent didn't have anything. That's interesting. Let's just get rid of Discharge and 1 land. Pick that back up. A big problem is that our second untapped white source is right here. So I actually will shock that in to have Reprieve and Monetize up. Or will I will actually take away the colored mana for our opponent. Now let's just hope he plays an all-out Kozilek's command that we can monetize. That's what happens. How about no? Or probably kicking the door. Must have just said in chat, wow. Nobody expects to monetize. And now he doesn't have any colored mana. This Pachuca box does not really count. No land drop for our opponent. That's huge. That's huge. Let's just play it slow. No need to overextend. Keeping up Reprieve and Leyline Binding. There is green mana, that means sowing microspawn might be in our future. I will wait one more turn to ult this Renin 6. 1, 2, 3. I actually won't, because we might have a Devourer. We couldn't stop that. Let's just attack with a Reflection. Do have 3 lightning bolts right now. Not lethal. That's a microspawn. We've pretty much anticipated that the entire time. I will actually reprieve that. Sure, I draw something interesting. And to have the board clear to attack. The sad thing right here is that we don't have the opportunity to hardcast Archon anymore. Should not have played that land maybe, to have one more lightning bolt. Would have put our opponent down to 3 if we didn't do that. Yeah, I might regret that. Another microspawn. We'll just float a mana for this and remove it with a Leyline Binding. Sure. Get rid of this. Shouldn't have played that land. Would have been lethal now otherwise. Your opponent down to 6. He is virtually at 3 life with our lightning bolt here. And we can fade a Kozilek's command. Yeah. What should it be? It's a world breaker that doesn't really affect us too much. But to say that doesn't really matter at all. Probably just get rid of our garden. Get rid of our favor. Be my guest opponent. Do we draw a card? No. We just answer it with a Leyline Binding. Or we draw another land. Nice! 1 game 1 against Eldrazi. That's sweet. We do have the 2 Terrastodon I already talked about. Gathering Discharge is pretty bad, and we have the 4 Consigned to Memory, and then we can get rid of 2 of those to make sure we hit our Terrastodon. Do keep in all of this to earn the early stuff. Let's submit. If Iona could say colorless, we would be in business. Then this matchup would actually be pretty good. But unfortunately, she can't. If colorless just was a color. Game 2, let's go. We do have a Consign, we do have a Monetize, And we have one Terastodon in hand, but I think with that Consign and the Monetize, I actually kind of want to keep this. Because it is one of our better interaction stuff. We don't have blue mana for the Consign, so let's ship it. This is looking pretty good. Let's get rid of the Prismatic Ending. Oh no, let's get rid of the Paw Patch Formation, because Ending can also answer a Talisman. And we can answer the turn 1 Utopia Sprawl. Shove this in. Ending here. And that's also pretty nice flexibility for the next turn. But with the ending on that, our opponent probably won't do anything scary. Most likely just a Talisman, yeah. That's what's to be expected. Ooh, a second Consign. That's good backup. That's good backup. We like to see this. So Michael spawn. Nice. That's best case scenario. Let's counter both. And hope our opponent does actually miss his natural land drop. We're in business, guys. We do have a second Consign. And we do have creativity next turn. Question is, would I just shoot the creativity right then and there? Actually don't think so. Because you can have Kozilek's command and Kozilek's return to stop us from going off. Ooh, he just taps out. Well, gets our opponent, made our decision just a lot easier. Let's stop these two. It's actually pretty decent. And let's roll. That's one of the rare cases where hitting Archon wouldn't actually be too bad. But a Terastodon also pretty much closes the deal. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. And let's get rid of one of our lands. This opponent is flaming us in Spanish. Nice, one against Eldrazi. We have started the third game of the round. And it's not only us two right now. Another player has appeared. This hand is looking absolute juicy. We do have Wrath if he goes wide. We do have Leyland Binding for a single thing. It is Belcher. Now, Belcher, who is Lotus Bloom. Okay, game 1 is most likely already done. But post-board, we do have some nice toys. Consign obviously is pretty good, but Iona also stops everything except for Bloom and the Belcher itself. Thunder Trap Trainer, what does it find? A Flare of Denial. That's pretty annoying, but we can deal with that. Let's see if our opponent is willing to sacrifice his trainer to handle our Ren and 6. He doesn't. Just grab a land and move on. No, are you good? know you want to look outside, but then the lighting will be fucked. I'm sorry. The window is open next room. So we are most likely screwed. Unless we draw a nice removal spell against the trainer, which we don't. Could have, in our opponent's upkeep, could have answered the Lotus Bloom with the Leyland Binding. But now he can just sacrifice the trainer. He can even just hardcast the Flare, but... Let's see if he sees the line. There's so many annoying things. He can even just use the Lotus Bloom for her convention. That's the kill. Anything interesting here? Not really. Harbinger of the Seas is really annoying post-board. I think we'll cut the Paw Patch formation and the Wrath of the Skies. And keep our removal in for Tameshi and small stuff. So we can't disturb like here. To double spell. This hand looks okay. But Harbinger is rough. There's a Lotus Bloom again, but it's also moved to 4. No second land drop is a rough. There is a second land drop, but it's only a Razor Glass Field. Tapped even. Let's just grab the Xander's Lounge. We have Domain active. That's good in case he has Harbinger the next turn. Old actually being kind of an MVP right there. And it is the Harbinger of the Seas. I will actually just wait one more turn to combo off. Because he might top deck the untapped land into the Belcher. We can just get rid of the Lotus Bloom right now. Let's just keep it in exile. Replicate it once, so it doesn't counterspell it.
Think about it right now, everything's okay. No matter where you find yourself, no matter what kind of stuff is going on in your life, underneath it all, everything's actually alright.
Course, our opponent might have an answer to this now, which would be annoying. There's a disrupting show, but our mana value is 4. I also just realized I didn't put in the Veil of Summers to stop his counter spells. Glad that didn't come back to bite us. So let's maybe get rid of our sorcery speed removal and one discharge. Game 3 against Mono W Belcher. Got completely wrecked game 1 by a single counter spell. In game 2 we were able to maneuver through it. This hand also looks absolutely supreme. We have Consign against his artifacts, we do have Ren and 6. And we do have removal against his dogs. Having a Pteranodon in hand obviously is annoying, because that's just what creativity is like. You often mull to 6 without mulling. Opponent did not have a Lotus Bloom. Kept 6 cards. Let's see what opponent is up to. Tapped Rated Rest Field again. I'm not gonna lie, I am afraid of Halving of the Sea, so I will not go for Ren and 6 now. So it's just a Thunder Trap Trainer, that's good for us. Let's just get rid of the dice. I wanted to use a Leyline Binding, because I can't use it against the Harbinger. Whoops! Anyway, maybe it's upside because we have Leyline Binding for something else. Opponent is really in the tank for this trigger. Opponent grabbing a Whir of Invention. That's a good card. That's a really good card. No denying that. We will play the Arid Mesa, so we can grab our basic island in case he does have Harbinger now. Play Ren and 6 right after. One of the annoying things about Whir of Invention is that we can't counter it with Consign to Memory. Another trainer, sure. What do we find, opponent? Suppression field. Was looking for land drops. Oh, he does have double blue mana. Triple blue mana for the Whir of Invention. Let's just grab an Elegant Parlor and see where we can go. That's a good one. I think it's good enough to keep. Do we just go for it and hope? The worst thing that could happen, our opponent can Whir of Invention next turn, but there is no way he has the mana to really combo up, especially with Consigned Leyline Binding up. I think we can afford to wait one more turn. But it's a close one. Close one. Another tapped land. I think it was. Open world, we can leyline binding that thing away. I think we'll just keep waiting. Let's just stay back with the team. Doesn't even sacrifice the bloom in response to have it in the yard for Tameshi, which is interesting. I think he should have just sacrificed it. Here is the Harbinger. Now on to the annoying part. Let's grab our plants. We have to find a second leyline binding. We do have the mana to answer the Harbinger. That's a good thing about it. Does not even attack us. Now this will be a long one. Let's get rid of the second round 6. It's attacking us with bows. We take it. It means we get one step closer to actually maybe ulting running 6. Oh, we don't. We got a fish. That's so kind of your opponent. Put you back for 2, I suppose. We take 3. Oh, I should have just stayed back, because that means the Harbinger couldn't have attacked. Another random 6, great top deck. We'll just stay back. Should have done that before. We got it. But we are cold to pretty much everything. We take it. Another consign, that's at least a good backup insurance. Just need to find this darn leyline binding. Powder Waterlock teaching. Will it grab another verb invention? Another verb invention is our arch enemy right here, because we can't consign it. No combat from our opponent. Leyline binding from the top. That's not a leyline binding. That's unfortunate. One can't work for the U Belcher. We take one. We can't find a reprieve, maybe. Just another land. Opponent doesn't work. Interesting. Opponent is just gifting us time. Sure. Another trainer that does indeed increase its clock by a lot. But I'm absolutely fine with that. Sublime into exile. He didn't even offspring it. Probably should have. Maybe he doesn't know that this ability exists. It's another land. Has a Ver and one unknown in hand. And still Ver for the win. Another land. That's so sad. And it still doesn't work. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. One more land drop now. Opponent could Ver and activate now. She refuses to do. Take one more hit for 2. It is an answer to the word. Buy us one turn. And maybe dig deeper for our leyline binding. Take that back, opponent. But we draw another land. We are flooded in more than one way of the word. Last hit. Next turn we will double block one of those in case we do survive, but we just draw another land. No. Now we have no interacting anymore. Match number 4. We're playing against Sex Pistols. We are on the play. Nobody can say no to a mana child on the plane. Just the usual creativity 7. We do have our mulligan to 6, but it is a keep on 6. It's another Eldrazi deck. That's tough, with all his dust even. Let's just counter his colored mana. That's a good top deck. That's a good top deck. You won us our last match against Eldrazi. Are you kind enough to do that again, good sir? Eldrazi Temple. No Sword Knots here inside, that's good. Wouldn't like to play against that. Kozilek's command to stop our Renaissance. I won't hesitate to reprieve that, my good sir. Depending on your modes, actually. We're going to draw. I think I will let it resolve. If you make token, I am too scared of what's coming next. He wants to draw. Let's just take our value where we can. Opponent is surprised by the might of the white counter spells. And also without fear, casted it for all 4 mana. He put it straight up ran into another mana dice. That's the kind of rock shit the Sex Pistols would do. 4 mana. Khan the Great Creator. Sure. Let's see what you've got, opponent. Gotta stay clean. A Disruptor Flute. I think I'll actually go for Surveil to maybe to make it a bit more likely to hit a creativity, because that will also answer the Khan. We don't want that. We take what we get. Let's just get rid of Khan. Optic Red once more. And go. We have our Lightning Bolt again. This one Lightning Bolt is doing God's work. Is it a Soul Marker spawn? It's just a Disruptor Flute to stop our N6. I can live with that. Let's just make it dwarf. Entice our opponent to command it away. That's a nice top deck. Our opponent will just answer it with a Kozilek's command, but it's an honest work what we're doing here. Only cheating in 6 6s for 8 mana. Well, our opponent has 4 mana on turn 2. Maybe our opponent just realized he should try to play around mana tiles. What he actually does. It's one token. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 7 mana, but let's see. I will actually waste the lightning bolt on it. It just instead Eldrazi Temple either way. Please just don't Aulus Dust me, opponent. Please. I even said please. Pretty please. Pretty please, opponent. It's a talisman. I can live with that. But that's still 7 potential mana. Aulus Dust would suck. It is indeed Aulus Dust. Let's keep looking for creativity, I guess. It is a redraw and a token. We do have enough mana to go for something afterwards, so let's just roll with it. Can still creativity. Ooh, take off free food token. Opponent can just pick back up the Aulus Dust and Aulus Dust us again. Still an hour till you get food. Opponent exiles our cards, that's okay. We don't really care about that. Doesn't do anything else here, we will just hardcast Archon next turn. Let's get rid of one land. Will die to Aulus Dust next turn, but he makes the opponent use all his mana, most likely. Yeah, opponent picks back up Aulus Dust. And he has a Sanctum to grab something scary for the turn after. That's scary. We do have our food token, another Archon. What does he get? Do you grab opponent? Grabs Emrakul's, that's a scary thing, yeah. Let's get rid of the flute. They ran in 6 again. Another land. One will take control of our next turn. We can still reprieve her to make our opponent's life a bit more annoying. can't be countered, but still can be returned back to hand. Another land, still not too good. But we take it, let's just grab a garden. Our opponent can't really mess with that in any relevant way with our hands. We're still just looking for the creativity, or even another Archon. You want to say that to the camera? Opponent will look at our entire library. Nothing too surprising, probably. If he knows creativity as a deck. So, KT is gone. Let's move the camera back to center. We take another draw. And now we even have an answer for their request. Come on, opponent! Hurry up! Yes, we knew that one was coming. Yes, you do get to take control of me in my next turn. Yes, she does actually resolve. But no, she won't stay on the battlefield for too long. I take her. She is mine now. Evokes a Null Drifter instead of just casting it the next turn. Sure. We just grab the Steam Vents. Opponent, you have another turn. Your go. And the worst thing he can do is play the Dwarven Mine, ping the Dwarf, and sacrifice a food token. But I don't think he thinks about sacrificing the food token because he didn't do that the turn before. I've never felt so in a game, even after he doesn't know he has to take something from him. He just... okay, we get this talisman. No red mana for your opponent. He could have monetized this and not paid, I guess. That would have actually been pretty decent. But the monetize doesn't matter in the game either way, so why bother? And now he realizes he has to take a permanent he controls. Let's see what else you're up to, opponent. I mean, making me get rid of the Leyline Binding is pretty okay. It's pretty good even, but he should have just monetized this and not paid. Does he ping the Dwarf? He does. That sucks, but maybe he leaves me with the food token. He did leave me with the food token. But that token does not really matter, because we still don't draw anything. Those are some good hits. Not gonna lie. Take the World Breaker. That's pretty reasonable. Can get rid of the Leyline Binding for the next turn. just get rid of that leyline binding. Let's just grab our planes. Hope we draw an Archon. And we don't. Just ping ourselves and you take the consigns, get rid of Archon, get rid of the discharges. Run it back. Game 2! Let's see where it takes us. We do finally have creativity and we do have ending for talisman and stuff, so I think that's a keep. Just have to find one more land for Fable and then we can creativity the turns after. Opponent might mulligan. Ugh. Get over here. I will keep pretty much any third land to make sure I can play my Fable. This is proof. Breaker, like to see it. Level and Rumble. Those are some impressive hits actually. Takes Khan. It's reasonable. So there is a Khan in our future next turn. Makes our Fable a lot worse, but we are still rocking it. Sanctum is one of the least dangerous lands for us to see right here, that's good. That's a Khan. I can live with that. What do you grab, opponent? Have to find another land. It's unfortunate that we can't go X2. Our opponent doesn't know it. Our opponent doesn't know it. That's too sad, opponent. Too sad. Let's just get rid of our Archon. He doesn't know. People don't know what creativity does anymore. Let's get rid of you, let's get rid of you, and let's get rid of you. Yes. Opponent is probably completely and utterly confused why this worked. In case you don't know, creativity takes a creature into exile and then puts them into play from exile. It doesn't put them into play from our library. That's why it goes around. Which is pretty nice for us. Let's just start slowly getting rid of those. We just stop all of that. But I don't think I care. Oh, opponent also just realized he doesn't care. Game number 3. This hand unfortunately has no way of interacting with our opponent, so we will have to take a mulligan. This is kind of greedy, with us only having one land, but I think it might just work. Opponent has a Devourer pre-game action. Let's see where it takes us. Eldrazi Temple, love to see this. I don't really love to see this specific land, but I'm just happy I drew a land. Opponent goes for the end step command. Shit ton of token, draws a card. Okay, that's pretty strong. Good thing we have a consign for anything scary that might happen next turn. 7 mana turn 3. Sounds like Tron to me. Let's just grab this for blue. If it's something without a cast trigger, I'll retrieve it to make sure we find another land. If it's something with a cast trigger, we obviously have to consign it. Looks like something with a cast trigger. 6 mana. Ah, that's worst case. I will actually just stop both abilities. We don't really care about the body, but those abilities would be game ending. Don't find another land. That sucks. Take the 3. We can take a couple of hits. Opponent has nothing else to play. Just get rid of the Micro Spawn. See where it takes us. Fortunately, we can't cast Random 6. No Cosmic's command is huge for us. Malevolent Rumble. Our opponent doesn't have another green mana, so we will just retrieve it. Still no land. No land. Damn. You go rumbling away, opponent. Can't take the commands. Forest or Sprawl. Opponent takes a forest. Makes sense because he was missing his land drop. Next turn there's probably the Devourer coming down. Finally find a land. But I don't think we can afford to tap out for our Renin 6. I think we have to keep up our consign. Next turn we could still keep up consign after Renin 6. So we will wait a turn. Would have also gone for Fable to set up for creativity next turn. I think I just want to stay back a bit more. Opponent is at 9 mana. Now there's guaranteed something scary happening. Seven mana. It is a Devourer. Which I will stop. But it's back down to 7 mana, and he didn't grab his Devourer end of turn. Eight mana. Good. Opponent is able to screw that us a little bit, not too much again. He can just waste our fetch land, and we will be able to creativity next turn no matter what he does, and we will guarantee to Terastodon because we just drew Archon. Just waste the fetch land. Sure. What is opponent trying to do? Does he want to counter the Fable maybe? That would be pretty decent. Maybe be the most he can do to screw with us. Yeah. Opponent counters the Fable. Pretty good. Now let's see if he thinks of cracking our fetch land and missing the hit. We do get our Terastodon next turn. So 1 and 6, sure. Just get rid of 2 of his lands for now, to make sure we have another blocker / attacker. Our opponent doesn't have colorless mana, so we can't micro-spawn us unless he literally top decks another temple. Book. That's actually kind of annoying because our Ren and 6 is faded that way. Never didn't have it. Let's just go in. One trades the elephant, one doesn't. Jumps instead of trading. Can't decide. Maybe that's both. Jumps. Sure. So let's do the whole rodeo again. Get back our land. And we got another one. Opponent has it as member. Okay, that's actually kind of annoying. And I do have a little baby here that just got to eat and now is in a good mood again. Happy you got to eat here. You're happy. What do you have, opponent? It's just a microspawn, we can live with that. You do have to jump away at Auto Rastodon again. We are somewhat close to hardcasting our Archon. Grab the Sanctum of Ruben, so there has to be something big in our opponent's hand. That's pretty bad. Takes round 6, sure. Like to see that. Grab this again, make our opponent jump block. And pass. What do you have, opponent? What do you think our opponent has? Warping Whale. No, the last card in a set. 6 mana. Just a microspawn. Emrakul! Oh no! That's bad. That's actually game-ending bad, because our opponent can hit us, take control of our turn, fetch shock us down to 1, and ping us with Ren and 6 for lethal. But our opponent doesn't do it. Okay. Protection from instance. Opponent just magnifies his things somewhat. Can find another leyline binding potentially. We are 1 mana short to play our Archon. It's a disaster. Last round, 5th match of our league, we're 2-2, lost against Boros Energy and against Eldrazi once. Our second match against Eldrazi, that was a beating. Such a close game. I think we can try this. Put our Archon on the bottom, pretty much a free mulligan. Field of Ruin, oh no. And we draw a basic, oh no, is it the Mono White Landcontrol deck? Oh no. If it is the Mono White Landcontrol deck, it's probably as close. Oh no, it is. That has to be the worst matchup we can possibly hit. Oh no. Especially with us drawing our planes right here. Opponent appears to be missing land drops. Okay, there is a chance. This matchup is so utterly bad. Let's just hope our Fable can carry. If he had just drawn any land right there and started blowing up our lands, we would have just been out of it. I don't know if you've seen this deck, but the deck plays 4 Field of Ruin, 4 Demolition Field, 4 Ghost Quarter, 4 Path to Exile, and even plays the artifact that lets you play your lands from the graveyard, and it's just there to control them in his mana base and wreck him. Yep. Unfortunately, there is nothing to find. Oh no. And that's the path to exile. Oh no. We need to find another Fable ASAP. We do! Okay. Okay. Let's get rid of these two. I will keep my Stomping Ground in deck as long as I can to maybe one day find a random 6 and still be able to cast him. Okay. This matchup is my absolute worst nightmare. Sure, you got it, opponent. Is there another 1 mana removal spell? Please, no. It's March. Ah, damn. Let's get rid of these two. We have to keep drawing lands. We even hit another Fable. Okay. Our deck is behaving as good as it possibly could. Now we even have 2 targets for our creativity and our opponent is missing land drops. That's the only way we can possibly win a game 1. Post-board with Iona, and if we had another basic in our sideboard, post-board the matchup could actually become somewhat decent. But game 1 is an absolute nightmare. I mean you can see how he's just strip mining us turn after turn after turn. But because he is missing his land drops, it's not too bad. It is really bad, but our Poppage formation actually can get rid of him. And he has a Solitude as well. Oh no! And he does get rid of our Shaman. What a shame, man. Oh, okay, now that one wasn't really that good. I think we have to get rid of our creativity. That won't happen. fortunate enough. Destroy that guy. There is a chance. Don't have enough mana to really capitalize on Fable, copying Fable. And he has a Solitude most likely right here. Get rid of 2 of those. Gets rid of the Shaman. He does feel the treasure. We also do play straight up board wipes. Wrath of the Skies and Wrath of God. Skyclave Apparition, that's okay. We can deal with that. Our opponent is down to 1 card in hand. Okay. So you are saying there is a chance. Let's just keep our reflections up and go for loads of reflections end of his turn. Blast some Will Records next turn. Take all 3 blocks. Illusion does not get blown up by Blast Zone.
Just think about it right now. Everything's okay. No matter where you find yourself, no matter what kind of stuff is going on.
Actually, okay.
Underneath it all, everything's actually all right. You're okay. You have more power than you might be giving yourself credit for. If you have something that's going on in your life right now that's challenging, painful, it's just a reminder.
I would have never expected us to get off the Dwarven Mind trigger.
You're worth it. You can have this feeling anytime you choose.
We still have Retrieve up. That's a hard hit. 15 damage. Does matter quite a lot. One does pick up the Blast Zone, that's to be expected. But our opponent also does go down to 2 life, and we do have a reprieve to answer anything scary. Our opponent does have the castles. That's annoying. Can't really do anything about this. So our opponent only goes down to 4. I have 5. Can't do math. No, illusions die. And now we have to somehow block through these castle Ardenvales. least he can't use them this turn, so Outwolf does get one hit in, at the very least. Another Phantom, let's get rid of this. Draw creativity, that's a dream. We are still dreaming. The discharge, not too bad, we can answer the knight next turn. And we do get one hit in. But we do get strip mined once more. And definitely should get rid of our stopping ground so we can't round 6, yeah, he does. Discharge him. Four mana. Is it a Wrath? It's a Witch Enchanter. Nice. Lightning Bolt from the top. Did we already use our bolt? We didn't. Bolt, creativity, that's neither. Okay. Now our opponent will just start popping out token with the castle. Another White Rocket Phantom. Now even creativity won't be it. Okay. Okay. Oh no. Oh no. It's all falling apart. We were so close to glory. Oh no. Just have to take the hit. It's at least a land, I guess. Maybe next turn creativity, if we are lucky. The opponent doesn't have removal. Is it just the castle? It's just the castle. Take the hit. To 5 already. One is a Sunken Citadel. Only one card left in hand. And we draw the third Archon back to back to back. Oh no. Oh no. We're going down to 1 now. Yeah, down to 1. Even creativity doesn't cut it because we just drew all Archon. We have to find the bolt. It's not. Wrath is ours. Cosmetic Ending also doesn't really have any good targets. We definitely want Iona. Over one of those Archons. What else do we get? I think Vampire's Vengeance should be better than the Wrath of the Skies. Otherwise we don't really have anything. That's a good hand. Game 2. Okay, locking in. We have a great hand actually. We can monetize his phantoms. We have removal for stuff. And we have Fable with 3 lands. It's looking pretty okay over here. Opponent multi 6, so probably multi some 8 pieces, which is to be expected from his deck. Nice, another land. Let's just go. planes. Opponent not playing anything yet. We're just starting off in our favor. Because probably we'll have one Phantom or Field Rune effect next turn, but one is okay. This time our planes is not in our hand. We'll get rid of the Shaman. He does get rid of the Shaman end of turn. That's interesting. Would have expected something right here. Now we get to take our planes. And we do have mana ties. Let's go! Opponent immediately goes for the Solitude. That's interesting. Let's just get rid of our two spells. We have Reprieve and Pauper Formation and Creativity. Our hand is absolutely loaded. We can make a secure target for our creativity somewhat secure. They do run much of Otherworldly Light. And we have Reprieve. This is looking pretty fine. Let's just float a mana. Fortunately, not find another basic. Had I known we would play against this deck, I would have 100% played the planes in the sideboard and just prepared myself. 2 basics would have been all we needed. Let's make a target. Let's just go for it. No March. That's nice, but we only hit the Archon. Only. If it would have been Iona, it would have been game over. But we're still in a pretty decent position, especially with our Ren and 6 here. Nice! Whew! Let's go right back to game number 3. Game number 3. If we draw lands, our hand is really good. But I don't think I can risk it. We do have Mana Tides and Reprieve, Force Phantom and stuff. We are on the draw. I will risk it. I will risk it. We are on the draw. I will try it. All the marbles. Please. Okay. It's not the land we wanted, but it's the land we deserve for being greedy. Not gonna lie. It is the land we deserve. Opponent doesn't have a Field Rune. That's nice. But we don't have Reprieve up. That's deserved punishment. Opponent gets rid of our theater. That's interesting. Let's just keep up our interaction. Discard the Leyline Binding. Or discard one ending. Let's just get rid of one of those endings. Even though maybe we won't be able to cast Leyline Binding ever. Oh no. what's happening. We can even play around the land destruction effect. Relic, sure. You go, opponent. Reprieve. And immediately cracks and is looking for another land destruction. It's a Ghost Quarter. Oh no. And a Phantom on top of that. Oh no. We won't have any lands. We can't come back from this. That's unfortunate 2-3, but this sure was one fun league. So have a good one, everybody.